Hello and welcome to IGCSE Sudarshan Studio, and this is your faculty member or mentor, or you can say as educator, Sudarshan. And we are doing some sample papers for IGCSE Environmental Management 0680. We have already covered paper 1 sample paper for 2026, and this is paper 2 Environmental Management in Context 0680. Let's see the instructions here. Answer all the question. Use dark blue pen. Wherever the diagram and graph is required, use HB pencil. Do write your candidate name, center number, and candidate number very carefully. Okay, write your answers only in the space provided. Do not use any kind of correction fluid. Do not write on the barcode. Use calculator, and wherever it is appropriate units to be used after showing your calculations here. The paper consists of few questions, like 6 or 7 questions here, and the total marks are 80. Fine. And let's jump to the fifth question. We have already completed question 1 to 4. You can find out in the playlist of EVM. So let's jump to the page number 15, and we are doing question number 5. Well, if you like the videos of EVM playlist, please do support the channel by clicking the like, subscribe, and check on all the videos. Right. So let's move to the fifth question. Figure 5.1 shows a factory manufacturing cement. The manufacture of cement releases CO2, and CO2 is an atmospheric pollutant. Okay. Use information in figure 5.1 to suggest one other environmental impact and one economical impact of this factor. Now they are asking you about one impact of environment and one impact economical way that this factory can lead. Okay, so what would be the first environmental impact of this cement factory? Now we know that environmental impact, whenever there is a construction of a huge manufacturing cement or any factories, basically the huge loss is for the habitat of plant animals there. So we can mention here biodiversity loss or habitat loss. Okay, EVM is very easy. You just need to read the question carefully and you will get the answer as it is. Okay, so habitat loss, or you can write it as loss of biodiversity. Nowadays this is a huge problem, whether it is in Delhi, UP, in India I'm talking about, or in Hyderabad. Biodiversity loss is a major problem. Okay, next, moving to the economical impact. The impact is so let's see, local economy increases. Fine, you can say job opportunity also increases. So this is what we can write. Local economy increases. Next one, 5.1 contains statements about manufacturing cement. So here we have a table. Complete the table 5.1 by taking the tick mark in each row to show if the statement is true or false. Now calcium carbonate is the raw material for manufacturing of cement. It's true. Calcium carbonate is also known as lime. Nope. So you can put it tick mark here. There is no cross mark. Please remember, just put a tick mark. Calcium oxide is also a product of manufacturing cement. Yes, and calcium oxide is also known as the limestone. It's false. So this is how you get 2 marks here. And the marking scheme for this one is, if 4 correct are there, you get 2 marks, and if only 3 corrects are there, you get only 1 mark. Okay, 2 correct or 1 correct do not award you any marks in this kind of table. Fine. So 4 correct tick marks, 2 and 3 correct tick marks is 1 here. So now moving to the next question. Table 5.2 shows the global production of CO2 from manufacturing cement from the year 1980 to 2020. Now use the table 5.2 to plot a line graph. So the examiner wants to have a line graph here. Okay, so they will mention you the line graph and bar graph. So here it is a line graph. So what should be on your x-axis? X-axis is your year and y-axis is your global production. Now we got this one. Okay, next thing is the highest value is 16, the lowest value is 14. So we will move according to this. Okay, so we have on first thing to mention your x-axis is year. Okay, and the y-axis is your global CO2 production. Okay, so we'll mention here global CO2 production in 1000 tons. Okay, in million tons. This is done. Now, so 1 marks we get for writing the axis. Okay, correct axis here. Now let's move to the 4. Here it's very easy to put 4, 8, 12, 16. So we got 400, 800, 600. Oh, my bad. Okay, so 4 on the 4, 1200, and this is 1600. Fine. So this is what is on the y-axis, and x-axis we got the year. Here also we have to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can we fit here 5? Is it possible? 2, 3? No. So we have to check with okay, if we mention this one 1980 20, so all 10 years of gap is there. Okay, so what I am going to do is a bit of change here. Okay, so we don't go with this one. We'll see, can we go with part of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me check with this first, and then we will move to this first. Okay, a little bit change. What's the change here is equal space on x and y axis I'm looking for. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4 and 5 years we got. So I'll just start with 1980, 1990, then we have 2000, 2010, 2020. We'll start with 16. So this should start with, okay, so let's start with we'll start with 4, then okay, 16. Can we start with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16, right? So this is what I have here. And 1980, it is 400. That means my unit should be here, so we'll put one dot. Next unit is 1990 on 480. That means it should be near on approximately here. Okay, so this is one dot, this is one. Next one is 700 for 2000, and this should be 6 above, so we center here. Then 1240 2010, 1240 1240, that means it should be near to this. The last one that we have is 1600, should be reaching here. So you can use the best fit line, goes like this. Okay, and that's how we draw the line for this. So we get 1 marks for the axis, then the space, then the line. So basically you use 1 marks for this, 1 mark for your 70% usage, then 1 marks is for your spacing, right? These are your correct label points. Okay, so these how we distribute. The use of pencil is also very important here. Okay, so this is how we distribute the 5 marks. Now moving to the next question. Now a scientist want to predict the global production of CO2 from manufacturing cement in 2040. The scientist states 700,000 million tons of CO2 were produced in 2000, whereas 1600,000 million tons of CO2 produced by 2020. The scientists use this data to predict there will be 2300,000 million tons by 2040 in the atmosphere, that is tons of CO2 in the atmosphere. Now suggest 2 reasons why this prediction may not be the actual value. Okay, now this is because why it is not an actual value is rate of cement production may change, so it will not remain the same, right? Throughout the time it can change. People may find some alternative things for construction purpose, and that is what the thing is. Second point we can mention, new technology. Okay, new technology may develop and we may replace cement. Okay, that's the reason. That's not the actual value here. But let's move to the C part. Increased CO2 concentration in atmosphere contribute to climate change. One strategy for managing the impact of climate change is climate change adaptation. And what is the meaning of this adaptation? Adaptation is nothing but here adjusting to the current and expected effect. Okay, that is what the climate change is. So adjusting to the current and expected effects of animal. Okay, so basically the behavior of an animal is accustomed with its environment. That is what the climate change adaptation means. Oh, adjusting to the current and expected effects of climate. Use word climate change. Okay, adjusting to the current and expected effects of climate change is basically a climate change adaptation, or adjusting or altering or behavioral wise changes to the climate change. Two examples of climate change adaptation: the grown crop that resist warm or dry condition. Okay, crops that resist the warm. This is how the plant can get accustomed with the change of the environment. Okay, next one, improve the flood defense thing. Improve flood defense mechanisms. Okay, or one more thing that you can give it here is change building design material. As we were talking about the cement may get replaced, so changing of the building design material can also add up in the climate change adaptation here. Okay, so that's how we have completed the question number 5. Paper 2 was having only 5 questions here. By the end of this video, I would like to please request you to do support this channel, like and share and subscribe to this channel, and I'll be very helpful to help you with other subjects like bio also. Soon we are going to start with a sample of bio paper which you can expect in 2026 Feb and March series. So like, share and subscribe this channel. Till then, see you in the next video. Jai Hind. Do take care of yourself and your family, and please remember, exam marks are not the main factor of your success. They cannot judge what you will be in the future. Marks are only the digits, they are not your life. So please do take care of yourself, and thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Bye.